Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Please don't mind the watermark. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Peekaboo! Hi! Don't mind the vampire teeth. They're supposed to be canines. The model didn't have any canines. Look, 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 look! Yee! Finally! After a really long time. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo. Hi! Hi everyone! Oh, my model is finally up and ready for the most part. I still need to work on some of the lip sync problems because it's webcam, so it's choppy. But she's ready. Alright, so for our test run for things like OBS, let's go do this. And I'm going to go down here. Resize my window. Resize my window, thank you. Alright, so I'm going to fix the black on here. I don't know why it does that whenever I take it out of full screen mode. But we are good to go. One more thing. I used all my favorite colors in the best color coding that I could. And I think she looks great, don't you? What do you guys think? The mouse tracking still isn't that great, but I don't have an iPhone for phone tracking. I tried using the tripod that came with the camera. Not great. It still didn't help. There's no way to, like, eye level it, I guess. Yeah, the head of the thing doesn't extend, it's just the legs. Anyway. So, for a test run for the model, we're going to be watching an Asmongold video. Just because, I haven't seen anything from him in a while since his dad passed. Poor guy. Well, let's see what's going on.
Video, right? And so, like, I'm not going to go through this, but, like, long story short is that my dad passed away. He did. And this happened a little bit over 2 weeks ago at this point, and I was very busy dealing with that. It turns out, like, dying is really complicated. Oh my god, there's so much paperwork with it. Holy fuck. And so
yeah,
I
there
had to
is.
deal with that a lot.
When my husband passed, it was paperwork after paperwork after paperwork. Dying's expensive, living's expensive. Breathing fucking air is expensive.
And yeah, ripped out. I know, it's fucking horrible. And it's been, like, I feel like
just don't die, someone
really
commented.
In like a big case, it hasn't really affected me. And you know, like, really, I like yesterday I went into his house and I just honestly I just cried, right? And I'll just say it. And first time I really have in quite a while. And let me make sure I turn that down. I think it's a little bit loud. And so and you know, it was first
I think
time
I
had
used
ever
too
since,
much
like,
sugar
first
for my
couple of
tea.
days, and so it was just really it's been really rough. And so my dad passed away, and basically he,
yeah, definitely
it was
used
one of
too
those
much sugar for
situations
my
where
tea.
he just decided pretty much, I mean, he had pancreatic cancer, he had pneumonia 6 times. I'm pretty sure he just decided, man, it's time to clock the fuck out, right? Like, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to deal with this anymore. And that's exactly what he did. And they told me there really wasn't that high of a probability of things were good, right? And then I'm talking to 2 of the doctors there. They're telling me it's not a matter of if but when he's coming out of the hospital. I said, okay, great. And then the next day they're calling me as I'm driving over there, telling me that he's probably not going to come out of the hospital. And so that was very, very unpleasant situation, and it was awful, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that basically is what happened. And then obviously, I was there with them the whole way, all the way through up until the very end, which was very unpleasant, but I'm glad that I did it. And that's...
Not to weird anyone out, but if I could reach through the screen and just give this guy a hug, I would. It frickin' sucks. Watching his YouTube videos, like, his dad would make a lot of cameos, and, I mean, he seems so knowledgeable, but he had such that big F-off attitude that, makes certain people feel like they really shouldn't mess with you. You could tell by the tone of his voice and the way that he talked that he was more than what he appeared to be at his age. But I swear, if anybody ever tells Asmon or anyone else who loses someone to just move on from it, I hope they get a good straight punch to the face. Because that's just something you don't say to people. And I've heard it more than my fair share in the last few years. I'm surprised he's able to come on stream. I agree with this comment here that
that's kind of what happened.
You can't see it, but hold on. Let me move me. I agree with this comment down here that says, oh, it flipped.
Until the very end, which was very...
Hey, where'd it go?
Calling me as I'm driving over there, telling me that he's probably not going to come out of the hospital. And so that was very, very unpleasant situation, and it was awful, to be honest with you. So that basically is what happened. And then obviously, I was there with them the whole way, all the...
Somebody said that you're a great son, to be honest. I agree with that. You're alone now, Rip Dad? Why would you tell someone that? I mean, the Rip Dad part's fine, but you're alone now? Nobody wants to hear that. What?
Way through up until the very end, which was very...
Uh-oh. I think my headphones just quit. No, my headphones didn't quit.
Unpleasant, but I'm glad that I did it. And that's kind of what happened. Roller coaster? Yeah, definitely a roller coaster. You end up doing
I think
hospice.
his mic is fucking up.
And it was as comfortable because he and I had obviously had conversations about this, in the past, and because he's 78. And so, because of that, I mean, it was very obvious that, this could happen at any time. And so he's like, okay, listen, this is what you're going to do. This is what I want. This is how I want it done. And that's how, this is the decision-making I want you to do. I executed that decision-making. And that's what I did.
I may just have to go to the tripod. It's still not tracking my movements properly.
It's weird, right? Because I've lost both my parents now. And I'm kind of just here, I'm just here. I'm an only child, right? And so I'm just kind of here. And it's given me a lot of time to think. And it's given me a lot of time to just kind of, I don't know. I mean, and this is something I really didn't kind of talk about a lot in my video, is that ever since I was like, I would say like 23, but really 15, like in 2005, somewhere around there, my family, like me and my mom and my dad, got in a really bad accident, and my mom like broke her wrist, and I think they said that she had like a heart attack while they were doing an operation on her or something like that.
Shit.
And she was like never the same after this operation. And so ever since then, I had been having to like kind of take care of her and help her, etc. Then as I got into my early 20s, like, 21, 22, 23, especially 23, things just...
Why do I feel like that's either Skyrim or Oblivion music in the background? I mean, it fits. Man, I wish I had better mouth tracking software. Oh well. First start, this ain't bad.
Just kind of deteriorated, and they got worse. And so at that point, like, I couldn't really move out. I couldn't, go and, pursue anything that I wanted to do, because my mom didn't have anybody else. She was here in Austin, Texas. All her family's in Florida.
There's really no good place to put this.
And so, like, I mean, and at that
right
point,
here?
I didn't really have, like, funds to help her any other way. And so I had to take care of her. And so I had put off a lot of, things that I think that you would do.
Monitoring
Like,
my
I
mic
did a
on
lot.
OBS.
Like, I don't want anybody to get an idea that, like, growing up, like, things were bad. I mean, like, things were actually very good in a lot of cases. But there's always negative aspects to it, right? And one of them was that, like, for me, I ended up having to take care of her from about, I would say, like, on a soft level from 15, but, like, really seriously from, like, 23 to, like, 31. Whenever she passed away, I was 31 then. And so then there was, like, a year and a half, and that was, like, the Elden Ring, Lost Ark, Johnny Depp saga of my stream, where my dad was healthy, and also my stream was doing... I was
and Johnny Depp. Oh, that's right, he covered the trials. I couldn't even watch the trials. They were so fucking ridiculous. Like, no joke. Every time I tried to watch it, Herd's team just... So I tried to watch clips of it, and I couldn't. I couldn't take it seriously. They were ridiculous.
And I didn't have anything I had to deal with, right? And so then fast forward to, like, maybe 6 months after that, my dad gets really, really sick. Like, I mean, and this is, like, one of the things where, like, one of the reasons why I wasn't as upset about, like, losing my dad now is that I thought I was going to lose him 2 years ago. Like, I was already past all 5 stages of grief at that point. Because, like, y'all didn't see this, because I never talked about it really on my stream. But, like, he couldn't even get up and walk to the door, right? And so, like, and this was going on for, like, a month. It was really, 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 really...
Watching someone you love deteriorate like that? Yeah. It's heartbreaking. Really. I hope Asmon's able to find peace and feel the best that he can. 'Cause really, it leaves a hole. And thanks to society's expectations, the more time passes, the less you're allowed to talk about it, or pretty much feel anything about it, because by their standards, you should be over it already. It happened so long ago. What they don't tell you, and what no one will ever tell you, is that losing someone, you don't get over it. You don't stop mourning. You just internalize it. Because that's what society expects, and you can't really do anything about it. So you're expected to just move on with your life and get over it. And yeah, I actually had somebody tell me that both when my uncle passed away back in 2013 and when my husband passed 2.5 years ago. And I hope he gets a lot more sensitivity and understanding. Because to be quite honest, no one deserves to be talked to like that. And it really doesn't help the mourning process. If I could give one piece of advice to Asmund, it's don't let the quiet moments drag you down. Because when you have things to do and you're active, whether that's streaming or dealing with the issue of, funeral stuff, there's always something. But then those quiet moments hit late at night when you don't have kids up your ear or family members calling or people contacting you online. That's when it's going to hit the hardest because you have nothing else to think about, nothing else to do. So don't let it hit you like a freight train. Because that's when it's gonna really shake you. Don't let yourself get stuck in a rut.
Fucking bad. And so at that point, obviously, like, I had to do a lot more for him, and I had to make sure I was available all the time for him. So in a way, like, ever since I was 15, but I would say
drinking
really
tea for
like
my
in a
throat.
more like defined way, like early 20s, I'd say 23, 22 to now, I've spent my entire life basically being a caretaker for one or the other of them, minus about 2 years, maybe a little bit less than 2 years.
He is the best kid ever. I hope his parents went on knowing how much he loved them. Because if my dad would let me, I'd totally do this for him. I would. But he's one of those stubborn men that doesn't really like accepting help in certain areas. So there's no way in all the 9 realms or hell that he would ever let me do stuff like this for him. He always tells me to worry about myself. So, good on you, Asmund. You can be an ass online, but you are an amazing kid to your parents. And I hope that they passed with that knowledge and happiness.
And so, now that they're both gone, there is a, it's like a, it's like you're alone and you're also free, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very weird feeling for me. Because I was like, when people are trying to make plans with me and stuff, and it's like, I can actually just kind of do whatever I want to do, right? I can do whatever I want to do. And it's like a bittersweet thing where it's like, I would always resent and hate and be angry at my parents for the obligation that they put on me. But it's unfortunate now that I wish I'd do anything to have it back.
Yeah.
But you can't go back.
You really can't.
And that's why we're here. My dad, 3 or 4 days, he's on hospice. I come in, it's like 2 or 3 p.m. He's like, "Why aren't you live?" I said, "Motherfucker, you're dying." "What do you mean, why am I not live?" He says, "Oh, right, yeah, yep." It's just... yeah, he's like, "Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right?" And so, yeah, no, I mean, he went out as, as much of a hard ass as he's ever been. And, my dad and I, there was a lot of friction between us growing up and as an adult. I mean, I was very, upset and mad at him about stuff. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter, and that's about it.
No.
And so I was your biggest fan. He would watch me all the time, like every day, man. He would. And it's really weird for me to think about, like, you know, because he would call into the stream all the time
Uh-huh.
and everything, and it's like, fuck, man. You know, like, fuck. It's the end of an.
You know what's the best about people like Asman, his dad, my husband? They can be real hard asses and straight up a-holes if you screw with them. But they can also be some of the nicest people on the planet. If you've got their back, they've got yours. And it makes it a lot of fun to, in my husband's case, it was a lot of fun being around him. Sometimes I didn't always know how to take a joke, but those are the days I hang on to the most, more than any argument we could have ever had. Because it reminded me, and it will continue to remind me, of why we got together to begin with. My dad's sort of the same way, and he's 76 years old. As far as I know, still in good health. Please, for the love of God, next 40 years. That's all I'm asking, is to have him around for the next 40 years. And, I mean, if I could, I'd ask to have him around permanently, you know. That'd be nice. But, it makes it fun to watch people like Asman and, because you can understand them, and it's just hilarious. I wish, honestly, that there were a lot more people like that.
Era, right? And it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It really sucks. And I don't really talk a lot about, like, my feelings and emotions and shit like this, right? I'm not a big guy into getting into it. But it's been hard. It really is. And I'm glad to be back. I definitely am. But it's been a rough time. I'll certainly say that. And,
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I will say, he's giving a lot of his stuff away. But I got him recorded on video saying that the 2014 V8 Hemi Performance Package Dodge Challenger is going to me.
Pictures, dude. I want to see what the car looks like. What's it look like? Is there pictures?
Yeah, I mean, and so I'm talking about this, and S-Fan messages me. He says, you master-looted it. And I was like, wait a minute. I actually master-looted a mount in real life. I didn't even realize.
Oh, yeah.
That until it fucking, like, he just told me this. I never even thought about it like this. But that's what it was. Yeah, full circle. Yeah, bro, like, life imitates art, right? And so, yeah, some things never change. Yeah, exactly, right? And so that's basically where it was at. And I'm trying to think what else really has been, what else has been going on really with me besides that. And take us for a ride? Yeah, maybe one day I will. And so, yeah, I mean, that's basically been how things have been for me, right? And I'm just, you know, it's been a lot for me to deal with. I'll certainly say that.
I'm going to look up what a Dodge Challenger looks like. So if it looks like that, what I think it looks like, I'm not knowledgeable on cars. Oh. Now I gotta ask what color it is. My oldest would love this car. He would be going nuts.
stream and everything set up here. It's a little bit different. And don't let the car rot. Take care of it, man. Oh, he would complain all the time about me letting the first car that he gave me rot, which, I mean, he gave me the car because I bought him a new car, which, by the way, just in case anybody's thinking about this, I actually bought this car. I bought it for him. And so it's like, whenever I'm getting it, like, I'm really getting the car that I bought back. And so, like, it's not really, I mean, yes, it's very generous of him to do this, but I did pay for the car myself. And so, yeah, that's basically been it. And, anyway, so, yeah, it's repossession, really, whenever you think about it. And, anyway, what you have to fight out in court, is video enough to get a challenge, a state line to go shit? No, I mean, like, I'm his only son, nobody else. Like, I'm giving away all of his shit. Like, I mean, not all, obviously not all of it, but, like, I'm giving away, like, 90% of his money. I'm giving away probably even his house. I'm giving away all the stuff. And, I looked, holy fuck, oh my god. I go over to his house regularly, right? In order to, like, check the mail, etc., right? Do these kinds of things.
I hope he doesn't have predators crawling up his rear like I almost did. Like, oh, and by law, if your name is not on any of your family members' credit cards, bank statements, or anything like that, even if you are the executor, quote-unquote, of their estate, which there was no estate, my husband didn't have very much, if your name is not on these cards, you are not responsible for them by law. Creditors and debt collectors don't like that law, so they try to trick you into paying for it. And, don't fall for that trap. Especially if you didn't even know that half of them existed. Like, my late husband had, like, 2 or 3 cards I didn't even know he had until after his death. And I started getting calls from the creditors about the debts not being paid. I'm like, yeah, he passed some time ago. Is there any way that his is... I said, no. He was the only one on the cards and no one else is responsible for him, and I hung up. Eventually, they just stopped calling. They also stopped calling because his number was disconnected. But yeah, don't let yourself get tricked into that crap. Why am I smelling the steak seasoning? I have no food near my desk. Okay. Either I need to air out my house, or my sinuses are acting up in the weirdest way possible. Why can't it be chocolate chip cookies or cheesecake with strawberries? Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. A mouse.
Every 2 or 3 days, he gets, like, 5 or 10 letters from these, like, different nonprofit charities he would donate to.
I just pinched my hand.
50 of these fucking things. And so they're sending a mail constantly asking for money. And it's like, this is a letter. It says, $20 saves 20 dogs. If you donate $10, only 10 dogs die. How much do you want to donate? And it's like, the most blatant and obvious emotional manipulation you could possibly have. But I've decided that, I'm going to contact all of these different charities and everything. And I'm going to just tell them, like, this is what happened. And I'm just going to make a donation in his and my name just in perpetuity for, like, whatever the amount that he was donating. I'm just going to do that for the rest of, the rest of the time. I think that's what he would have wanted to do. And so honestly, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Because, like, calling all of them and then doing that. But that's what I'm going to do. And they're scams. I mean, he donated to, like, Wounded Warriors Salvation Army. He used to go to the Salvation Army whenever he was, like, like, hitchhiking around. And so, like...
Oh, he used to be a hitchhiker?
A scam. I would be surprised if it was a scam.
Really?
And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. How many dogs are you going to save?
What hasn't his dad done?
I don't know. It's up to him. And whatever the amount that he was saving, that's what I will continue to save.
Aw. Nope, nope, no. Aw. Alright, so let's run a game and see how his dad was awesome. Let's run a game and see how it works from there. No thanks Steam, no thanks Discord. What games should we try? I'm gonna sorry, I'm going to try a PC game, and then I'm going to try a console game. I'm gonna have to step away from my computer because I forgot to bring my Switch 2 over. PC games. Do I want to do Steam or do I want to do Xbox? What do you guys think? Let's just do Xbox, it's easier. I don't have Steam on my desktop. It's buried in the programs. Movements are a little bit jerky. I think that's because my camera's sitting up on top of my computer monitor, so it's not tracking it as easily. Hey! Jesus, mother of all the tolly...